What's up guys, Don here with Kwik Improvements. Today I just want to go over some basic framing terminology and how to frame a wall. So we're going to start with the doorway because this is where more of the terminology is used. So here we have a doorway. When you frame in a doorway, you generally have 2 inches extra width and roughly the same for the height. So this is going to be a 32 inch door. So we rough frame the opening to 34 inches wide. And since we don't know the exact width of the floor just quite yet, we usually add a ½ inch. So normally a rough opening you want 82.5 for an 80 inch door. We pick it to 83 just to give us a little bit of clearance so we don't have to cut the doors down. So now we're looking at the doorway. This is what we call our header stud. This is kind of the support to the doorway. You have your 2 studs here on the side that don't run to the full length, but they support the header. Those are your trim studs or your jack studs. The studs on the outside of the jack stud or trim stud right here is your king stud, and that supports the doorway. These shorties up here are what we would call a triple stud, and they maintain the 16 on center layout, which I will show you in a moment. So that's some of the terminology that goes into framing a doorway. So now that we went over the doorway, let's look at the wall. So to frame up a wall, you have your top plate and your bottom plate. Now note that the bottom plate is green treated, pressure treated lumber. It just helps resist moisture better. So whenever you're adhering to concrete, your bottom plate should always be green treated lumber. Normal lumber won't resist the moisture. So when you're framing a wall, the common stud here, these are 16 on center. So if you take a tape measure and you put a tape measure in the center of one, pull it right over the other, that breaks on 16. So you put a stud every 16 inches. Now, this wall was laid out from right to left. So if you keep going this way, you're going to break 16. That includes in our doorway, our triple studs were 16. So that maintains the layout all the way across. Now you'll know over here, you come up short, that's because the wall ends there. Now, this is important to remember because when the guys come into drywall, a drywall sheet will cover 4 sheets, 4 studs, which is 4 foot. Drywall is 4 foot wide. So now when you go to hang your drywall, you don't have to make cuts widthwise. So if you stand them straight up, 4 foot, 1, 2, 3, 4, here, breaks evenly. Makes drywalling super simple and super easy. So that's why it's important to maintain your 16 on center layout as you work around building walls. All right, so that's the basics on framing up a wall and a door. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel here and follow us on social media. We're on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. Just search Kwik_improvements. We should pop right up. Also make sure to head over to our website, www.kwikimprovements.com, to see a list of our services, and that way you can get in touch with us to schedule an estimate for your next project. Thanks guys.